We're live. Woo! So welcome everyone to Lake Effect, the MISU podcast, episode the fourth. My name is Lylak, and I am joined by
fiNESS, I'm fiNESS.
I'm Arkdee.
I'm Spectre.
And this week our special guest is Kjez.
Kjez.
Woo! Insane intro.
I'm listening out at the last second. I crumbled under pressure. Say it again. We are joined by. Rewind it. Roll it back.
All right, and this week we are joined by the esteemed, loved T.O. of Michigan.
KJAK.
Yes, perfect. All right, nailed it. All right. So we got a bunch of topics to talk about today, and we're gonna get through them one by one. I don't know how long this stream's gonna last. First of all, we got to get into, in my opinion, the biggest news of the week, which was Arkdee's massive win at IDT Nacional back in his home country of Peru, winning your first C Tier ever, Arkdee. Do you want to just take us through your experience, what the tournament was like, all that for you, man? The floor is yours.
Yeah, joining the four horsemen that have won like a C tier with like KJAK, Robbie, and Onen now, which is kind of crazy. Like, normally when you see to like Oakland and you see like MSU, you don't think that me and Robbie would have been like the first ones to win a C tier. Right. But no, it happened, and the tournament was amazing. It was one of the most like well run like tournaments I've ever been to, which is really great. We found like a great place. It was like a truck park. Like we had like a bar in the middle. We had like restaurants and shit. And like we had a lot of like invitees from like different parts of like South America. We had the best in Colombia. Castle, who's like the second best in Chile. And like the tournament was so great. It's kind of crazy that I won. I was the 7th seed. Like, yeah. And like, I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense ranked wise, because like if we go first, obviously it's gonna be like Leon, because like he's the invitee, and there's always like this big fascination for like the US like top players in Peru or like in South America. It's like, oh man, that guy's Leon. Like that like we have seen that guy since like 2019, like top 8ing, beating a lot of people. So like we normally put them number 1. And I don't know, even though I believe that Leon should have been still number 1, maybe it was not as close. It was not as far away as like many people, like at least in Peru, put it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I looked at that bracket and I was like, yeah, they're probably gonna put Leon as the first seed, but I highly doubt Leon wins, especially given the character matches he's gonna deal with like multiple Bayonettas, multiple Misras, multiple Palutinas. Like it was just a really hard Bowser bracket. I think he lost to Bayonetta and Misra at a tournament, actually.
Nah, he lost to Double Aegis.
Double Aegis? Oh, wow.
That's cooked. Why is that a thing?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Not only that, but like the two Aegis, the two Aegises that like beat him are like they are the two best like Aegis players in South America, and both of them beat them game 5.
Jeez.
Damn, that's an unfortunate draw.
Yeah, Castle did reverse 3-0'd him though. Castle did like, yeah, it was kind of great. And like, I don't know, even though that happened, it's so funny because like in the YouTube comments, because like people don't know Castle, it's like, bro, this guy doesn't know how to play. He won because of the matchup. And it's so funny, right? But like, I'm really happy. I had to beat like a lot of people that I have not like, or that I don't beat consistently at all. My second round was like Emerald, which is like he's like 21 in Peru, I think. Like he's not even like that, but like he kind of had like a winning record on me until just now.
Who does Emerald play again? I'm sorry.
Fox. He plays Fox.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I fucking hate Fox.
yeah, I know.
Broken ass character. I hate him.
I was gonna say you had to play against a lot of hard matches for you because I think you have losing records to both Bayo and Pollo, and I think you had to play both of them at this tournament, right? So
you're totally right, especially on Bayo. Bayo had like a 21 win streak on me.
Wow.
When we like first started playing, like almost without a doubt, and then like I started beating him not consistently. And this is like the second time I 3-0 him, but like this time I believe that it's kind of different. I believe that like this is like the beginning of like another period of like our sets. I'm pretty sure, and it's really great to beat him every time. Every time it's so great to beat him. He kind of like taught me how to like play as I play now. Like when I was like already getting good, like here in Michigan, like then like Bayo in like 2024, he just like grabbed me and said, "Bro, you're like so bad at this game. I'm gonna teach you how to play." And like he kind of like did it in like such a like unorthodox way, being real. Like he every time like he would like beat me, sometimes he would look at me and say, "Bro, you are lacking intelligence, you're lacking skill. Someday you will be on my level." One time I told him like before a grand set, like I told him something about like, "Oh man, like I'm gonna be so late to my house." Like he straight up like took 2 stocks of me and then like camped me out for like 7 minutes just for me to get later to my house.
Oh my god!
Oh
Oh my
He's
god!
actually a menace. He's a menace. Like the first tournament back, like from Michigan, the first tournament in 2023, he like dropped to losers willingly just to beat me out before getting to top 8.
That's so messed up. Yeah.
I do have a question for you, Rodrigo. Do
Tell
you
me.
like? This is just my perception, but for like maybe the last 2 years or so, I would say that you kind of like plateaued at maybe like in Michigan like a 6 to 9 PR range, like. But now obviously like you're taking names every week, and so like, what do you perceive that anything has changed like with the way that you're playing or like your mentality towards the game, or has it just kind of started clicking and you're just winning somehow?
There's like 2 things in particular. The first one is the fact that like because of like personal issues I had with like the organization, I left the MSU team. And like even though like that's a thing, it kind of like lit up like another type of like motivation inside of me that was like I want to be better than those guys. Like if they wanted to the thing what really like bothered me, it's not bad at all, like the situation is like controlled, it was good. It's more of like when I told them that like, hey, like I'm not feeling comfortable, I want to leave, they kind of didn't do anything to like try to keep me. And I was like kind of like I don't like that.
Oh,
like
wow.
even though like I understand, I kind of don't like that. So it was more of me trying to like show them what they were losing like at the time. And like yeah. And like I've always wanted to be better than Adam, Dyson, and everything. And like I'm pretty sure like this season is kind of impossible for them, even though I go 0-2 at Get Cooked and they get first and second.
Yeah.
I don't think they would surpass me.
I was gonna say
But,
you
like-
definitely like showed. I think you definitely showed your worth this season. As I think you will more than likely be ranked above every MSU player this season. Besides no one actually, because Anna doesn't go there anymore.
Yeah.
That's so hot. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty baller actually. That's pretty baller. I respect that.
That is so hot.
Yeah, and like I had that, and also like
Pretty
if we
baller.
talk about playstyle in particular, I have to give a lot of credit to Cal, because like we play a lot like in our house, and he would just tell me, bro, if you like play disciplined here, we would like bot review, and he would tell me, if you play disciplined here, you can beat Adam, you can beat Rob Moore, you can beat JJ, you can beat all of this. And then like everything started to happen because of like those type of like patience that I'm like starting to apply to my game. And obviously that just gives like a new confidence boost, you know what I mean? Like there's like a moment where I like start beating them, and then like I go 10 tournaments without losing. Only losing to Anthony isn't cool, and like Ganon God, I don't want to talk about that.
You know what's funny, Arkdee? I actually, before you told me that you weren't going to be available last week, I actually had that written down as like something I wanted to bring up.
What's
No, it
funny
makes
is
sense.
that
It makes sense. It was
I
like
looked up and I was watching that set after you lost game 1, and I thought you were still on the winning streak. So I'm watching like, no fucking way he loses the streak to a Ganon.
Yeah, I would have been so fucked up. Okay, yeah, I lost the win streak before, like one like week before, no, one like day, like a couple of days before to like Adam's Joker, me using my Dr. Mario. It was game 5 though. It was game 5. I'm but like
Dr. Mario, bro.
like Dr. Mario, baby. But like, like still now like I won like a C tier, beating Emeralds, beating Nadia, which he actually got top 8 like with his Steve, only losing to me and like Leon, I think, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I saw you from top 8.
Yeah, and then like it was Castle, Pollo, and then Pollo again.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, what was your hardest set, like, during the day? Like, the one you felt most nervous about, and, like, then the most relieved about that you had won, obviously, after that? Or did you just, like, not feel pressured at all during the tournament?
If we talk about, like, game closeness, it was obviously Pollo's winners finals.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's a lot of pressure in winners finals because of 2 reasons. First, if I get sent down to losers, there's like a big probability I'm playing Leon. Even though it didn't happen, like there's like a big possibility I play Leon. And like even though I believe that I can beat Leon, he still has a lot of like matchup experience against Palu.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He lives like in Tri-State. He has to play Gen like all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's scary, man. Like it's so threatening to play against.
Yeah, and like the name of Leon is just like really threatening. Like as a whole, it is really threatening. So like when we went game 5, he took the first stock and then like I beat him. I popped off really hard. Not as much as like against Castle, because like against Castle there was another type of pressure. We have like this really big rivalry in like everything of Peru versus Chile. Which is like it's always nice to beat him. It's always nice to be like one of the best in Chile. Yeah, it is really great.
Good like country to country rivalries like that are so fun. Those are always exciting.
They really are. I remember like in the first like tournament, like really big tournament that Chile like actually made. I was not even like I was competing, but like I was not traveling as much. I remember that like everyone in Peru got like really cooked there. And like I'm really happy that like finally like we got this opportunity where we invited like 2 top 10 like Chilean players and like a Peruvian like went out of top, even with Leon there, which is like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy for that, and they gave me a crown. They gave me obviously money, and
do you have the crown with you?
I have the crown with me. It's downstairs. So you let me like go there, but like.
When I'm doing ad slides later for tournaments, you can go with them.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm really happy that happened. Like I made tons of tweets talking about it. And there's like not better like end of like this stretch of like my career than like winning the biggest tournament ever of my country.
Yeah,
like
no, that's huge.
Yeah, it's like as exciting as it gets. When when you said that you were going to Peru's first C tier on like the like hottest streak of your life, you've been playing the best you've ever played. I'm like, how much of a storybook thing would it be for Rodrigo to go back and win that? It was like so cool.
The stars are aligning.
Yeah, the stars were aligning, and like, oh man, it was such a great tournament. I'm really happy for like the end of it. I'm really happy to meet the new people that I got to meet. Like I meet like Ghoul. If y'all saw like the Ike player that was actually he beat Bayo, which is really funny. Okay, there's like this tweet that Bayo made a couple of years ago that he says that like there's like this debate really similar to this, by the way. That like they make talking about like who's like the best character of all, who's like the best player of each character in South America.
Yep.
And like in 2020 like 2, I think like Bayo was number 3 in Peru at the time, and like they gave like best Bayonetta to like I think at the time the best in Colombia that played Bayonetta, and he made a great like one of like the biggest tweets like ever of South America's history, and he said something like, man, they should take into account like the level of each country. Like it's not the same being top 1 in Colombia or as top 5 in Peru or top 10 in Chile. Like it's not the same. And now that tweet is a copy pasta because like the best in Colombia just beat him in the fucking tournament.
That's nice. Yeah.
That was really funny. still like always winning a C tier is great. I got my Rose Bloom tweet.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I made sure to
And, like,
post that too.
I
I'm
got
pretty sure.
Yeah, I got my C tier badge. You know,
Yeah.
like I
You
got it.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, you brought it up a little bit earlier, but I wanted to say that just you alongside Rob, who did it like a month ago, have made history alongside him as like the fourth Michigan player to win a C tier, or maybe the fifth. I think you're one of the first five for sure, because it's Zanotto, Anna, and Kjez, Rob, and then you, I think. So
Suspect won Invincible, which
Yep,
was
That's a D tier.
that was a D tier at the
Oh,
time.
was it D tier?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a C tier. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that happened before they implemented the regional PR values for Midwest, and if that had happened back then, that probably would have been a C tier. But
Yeah, it wasn't much before it too. Yeah, because that tournament had like Loaf, Ice Knight, Comet. It had a bunch of really good Midwest players.
But Rodrigo, so you knocked one tournament down with IDT Nacional. My apologies. Do you think you're going to get another dub this weekend at Get Cooked or in the future?
I believe that like if my it's not only about bracket. Like if I have tomorrow, I need to play like a lot because tomorrow there's like this PR weekly in MSU. I am obviously going to like practice and stuff. If my hands feel good, like as good as they felt like in the tournament back in Peru, I'm pretty sure like I have a great shot on winning. And if not, I'm like getting top 2 at least. Like I believe that my bracket right now looks good. And I obviously hope that like the players that I'm playing against, especially Rydra, Rob, and like and if I beat Rob, then like Kjez or like Anthony, they're all playing like amazing because like I want to beat them when they're like in their best form and stuff.
Right.
They're still gonna lose. Like,
Jeez, I like the confidence.
yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask you was just, I think you kind of glossed over it, but I just kind of want to like ask you like how it was like going back home to Peru, and like just like your experience like going back home for like a little bit, and then obviously coming back and stuff like that. So
yeah, I got the time to like visit all of my family, which is always amazing, and like my grandfather he like a couple of months ago, actually the very night of Pantheon, he had like a stroke. He got like a stroke. And like that's why if you'll remember that I was like really late to Pantheon, it was because of that.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of late to Pantheon, it was because of that. And like he started like taking his first steps like in December and like January. Like he's okay happily.
Nice.
Yep.
He's learning how to walk again, and like I got to visit him like on Monday, and like I was trying to help him like get up like from his like couch, and he got up by himself and walked all over to his table, and I am like so happy for that.
Was.
It is always amazing to like visit them, and my grandfather is getting better. My family looks good. I got to see my little dog again. He's great.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, what a week, man.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome weekend, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's on a W marathon.
Super happy for you, man.
Non-stop.
Yeah, I'm kind of thrilled. Look at this guy. He's right here. I'm giving him food. He looks like this.
That's a cute guy.
He's my guy. He's a little guy.
Yeah, I wish you were that small, man. I want to have a little Arkdee.
All right.
But like I'm really happy, and I don't know. I believe that winning a C tier was one of like my biggest like one of my biggest goals. Either with that and like being like the best in MSU and like soon the best if I get the chance, if I have the time to be the best in Michigan, I would love to.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like yeah, and like now that I'm like undoubtedly right now in this moment I'm the best in my country. And I'm the best in MSU. I just need to keep going.
I love it, man. I love the grind. I love the passion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that about does it for IDT Nacional. Unless Kjez, Spectre, fiNESS, you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about it or ask a champion?
Nah,
Arkdee
the
here.
Arkdee praise session can end here. We can move on to the next thing.
All right. Well, once again, Rodrigo, huge congrats on the massive W. Super proud of you. I always knew you had it in you.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to move on to one of the Michigan tournaments that happened this weekend, which was Crimson Clash 6 recap. I'm going to bring up the bracket on stream really quick.
Mm-hmm.
This bracket was a little scuffed with a lot of the PR players DQing, like JJA and Butterkicks and Savon.
Do you know why everybody DQ'd? Was the bracket like running late or something?
No, I just
I
think
mean,
everyone
it's-
just coincidentally just dropped out, to be honest.
Oh, just
Yeah.
a big old coincidence? No
Yeah.
like bracket fixing going on here or anything?
God,
I
thing, huh?
well, Butterkicks I know couldn't go because Bry was supposed to take them, but Bry's car broke down. So,
Yeah, Brian's dumbass vehicle.
but anyway,
I wanted the Butterkicks run so bad.
I thought Savon getting like 9th and playing Yoshi or something like that.
yeah, he DQ'd before top 8 even started. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
I think he lost in winners, and it was just like I just want to go home, which is understandable, I guess. But anyway, Frostbite got first, Copel got second, and Springy Yell got third. Bry got fourth, and then some other guys got top 8.
Yeah, some
Other
other guy.
guys not top 8 is crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Crimson Clash because I was more excited about it when JJ and Butterkicks and stuff were going.
Yeah, the Butterkick storyline was definitely
Yeah.
my biggest draw to that.
Yeah.
But congrats to Frostbite on winning another weekend event because he won North Strongest 3 last weekend, beating Copel and Springy Yell there too, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately, I don't think Frostbite's going to get cooked this weekend, so we're not going to see him there. But we are going to see Copel and Springy Yell there, which will be cool.
No, SGP? SGP 2, right?
SGP will be there too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he will.
But yeah, I don't have much else to say about Crimson Clash 6. I just wanted to highlight it really quick because we brought it up last week.
You're right. Then I'm pretty sure there's this event in Hawaii
Yep, we got
with the whole MSU team.
the Vanta Hawaii Invitational, which was a D tier, which all of MSU was at because of esports collegiate reasons. I'm going to pull the top 8 really quick for that right now. It's in Discord if you guys want to look at it.
I will be peeping.
I remember that Rydra won, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that happened.
So
that's actually a great double.
The top 8 placings were Rydra at first, Suspect second, Dice third, Druish got 5th, Echo Fire got 5th, and then Fair got 7th. And I think most notably that I wrote down, this was Rydra's first ranked win. First tiered ranked event win, which is great for Rydra. I was kind of surprised when I looked into it.
Really?
Yeah,
First time is crazy.
first D tier and above. He might have run like a 50-man tournament or something like that, but first tiered
That's
event
crazy.
that Rydra's won.
That's
So
huge.
big congrats to Rydra on the W. I was surprised that he hasn't done it before, honestly, but
That's what I'm saying. With the amount of big wins that he has and consistency that he puts up at regionals and stuff, I'm surprised he hasn't taken a big one before.
It is kind of crazy. There's
No, you go.
You go.
No, you.
You go.
I think Spectre should go
Okay.
because he's barely talked.
Okay.
I agree.
I remember earlier this season when Rydra tweeted something man, 17th at 2 C tiers, so it's nice to see him get his win.
Yeah, the comeback.
Yeah. Especially there's this totally out of context. There's this notion that that there's certain players that are really consistent, and it's always surprising when they haven't won a ranked tournament. But at the same time, if you're not top 3, you're probably not winning regional.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
not
that's
that
fair.
close either.
I think
Because
also
this is a pretty big gap.
the region that Rydra is from, to sort of paint a similar picture, in Michigan you can be really good, but if Anand shows up to every tournament,
Yeah.
you aren't gonna win any of them. So you could have a C tier in you, but there's a person that's won an S tier in the bracket, so that kind of
Yeah.
pushes things down. It makes it a little harder to get those results. So.
Even
There's levels to this Smash
even
Bros.
Rydra's home
Yeah.
even Rydra's home region has a lot of high end talent between Shu and Smirk and Mr. Ping. Those are all really great players that live there, and he's beaten them all. But I don't think he's put it together one big tournament to beat them all. So
Yeah, got the whole
Yeah.
string.
Yeah. So, and in this one, he beat Suspect in a really bad matchup, beat Dice in a really bad matchup. I imagine he overcame some other bad matchups along the way with Ridley.
I've never seen Dice play Rydra and then not immediately tweet, Falco Ridley is even or losing for Falco. Does it every time.
Well,
to the point where I'm starting to believe him. I've never seen him be like, I'm just messing around.
Unfortunately,
he's like, it's terrible. It's dog shit. And I'm low-key starting to believe him.
Unfortunately, this half the podcast are massive Falco haters. So I don't know what you're gonna...
I'm a big Falco hater.
I'm right there with you.
I'm a Falco enjoyer.
I think Falco is so broken, man. That character's messed up.
He's my favorite, you know.
Okay, wait.
But
yesterday,
it's okay. We don't have to get into it.
Right, yesterday when I like got to the airport and like Cal got me, like we were talking about like Dyson and the tweet, and we sent him this audio. Wait.
Is this going
to... Sorry, that's my...
Yo, Dyson, bro. Why are you not taking Ridley to FD? Like, are you like dumb? I love you, but like dumb. What is he supposed to do in FD? You jump laser. He cannot put himself on a platform to like kind of get away from that. You like send them to FD, and then you throw them up. What?
Cut off.
Good point. Why didn't you guys say that to him before the tournament?
Yeah, the unsolicited post-game coaches.
You could have said that earlier, man.
Bro, it's so much like funnier. Instead of like, there's like, it's always easier and funnier not to help someone, but to correct them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had to lose. He had to lose before.
Yeah, sure, I see it. Really good to learn his lesson. Now he'll remember, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so again, congrats to Rydra on the W. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was that Suspect got second, Dice got third in pretty expected placements. But then Echo Fire and Fair both beat Big Stu, who's a really good player who beat Mr. E at the Kawaii Con tournament a little while ago. So that's like big win for both of those guys.
Oh, that's Big Stu.
Big Stu.
I'd actually never heard about him until that tournament just happened.
Likewise, dude. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's really
the only
great.
player other than Void from Hawaii that I remember is Small Left because I met them when
Small Left was awesome.
Yeah.
Big House 2022.
Oh yeah,
it was like my first.
Small Left played Cal at that Big House. It was a really good sign.
Little Big House was like my second regional and like my first regional, I don't think it counted as a regional, but it was like one of my first big tournaments, and I saw them.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Small Left rocked.
Man, I just need to say something. Kazuya players, when the people know the matchup. I cannot do it, bro.
Just a quick thing about Small Left at the Big House when they were there. I was talking to. It was their dad, and they were like, "We don't own winter coats. It is so cold here." It's really funny.
Why would they have them? That's funny.
Yeah. They were like, we didn't know that it was gonna be this cold. They had to like go buy sweatshirts and stuff or something.
Isn't that cool? Isn't Big House like in October?
It's like late October.
That's pretty
sometimes.
cold for Michigan.
Yeah, cold enough. I guess.
I mean, when you're living in Hawaii, it's probably like a distinct temperature
difference.
Yeah, it's like cold hell.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodrigo, you probably just experienced this going to Peru, which is like on the equator, and then coming back here, right? So like.
It was kind of like that, but like the first winter that I was here, it wasn't that bad at all. Like it was one of the hottest winters of ever, I think. And then I thought, oh, the winter ain't shit. And then next winter was so fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a winter ain't shit.
I think that about wraps up the Hawaii tournament. Unless you guys have anything else to say about it, but. Congrats to all the MSU players who kind of just dominated that tournament. Nice for that, boost the results a little bit, and then we're gonna move on to an announcement that by me and Kjez, the KJAK Circuit announcement. Woo!
Yeah.
Bro, finally Circuit. It was necessary.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up on stream. Kjez, you can start talking about it if you want to.
Okay, so we're gonna do it. We're doing this qualifying circuit. You qualify by placing in the top spots at any Lylak or Kjez event. And that will be. It's gonna go throughout the whole year. Like we've got. Get Cooked is gonna be the first one, and then is Walpurgis the next event?
Yep, it is.
Yeah. And then we've got a bunch of more events rolling out throughout the year. If you've followed my tournament series, I'm sure you can imagine which ones are going to get announced and be part of the list.
Oh yeah.
We also did leak 2 of our upcoming events in the announcement video. So
Yeah. You got to go peep the announcement video. Though. We're not giving those away for free.
True.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, make sure you show up to our events this year so you can get invited to the finale thing, and it's gonna be cool. It's like the little exclusive club event that you got to earn your way into.
And there's gonna be couch casting,
we'll see what we can
there'll
do.
be couch casting.
which I will earn my way into.
Bro.
But we did like a whole stream and have like a video that explains a lot of the stuff. I don't know if we really want to get into too many of the details.
Yeah, I haven't uploaded that video yet. I've been kind of lazy and been playing too much Xenoblade. But I'll do that. I'll do that probably this weekend. But yeah, I just wanted to like bring it up again because the first qualifier is this weekend. Get Cooked 7, which is Kjez's tournament over there. And man, it's just
registration is closed for it. But if you want in, just DM me and I'll be mean to you, but I'll let you in.
It's just exciting because Kjez and I have been talking about this for like probably 2 months, maybe a little longer. And I've kind of had this idea since we started working on Walpurgis. It's just like, how cool would a Michigan circuit be, which spans like 6+ months? You get a bunch of regionals involved, and just boosts. And not only does it just like make the events more popular and just boost the entrance numbers, which helps the TOs obviously, but it also just makes it more exciting as I think as a spectator, as for someone who just keeps up Michigan Smash. More
storyline.
Yeah, more storylines, exactly.
Okay, you stepped on my trap card. One thing that I wanted to talk about while I was on the show is like storyline building, and obviously like having the circuit is going to like it just kind of naturally creates its own story, right?
Yeah, it's gonna manufacture it.
But one thing that I have done, like since we've gone back to in-person tournaments, is that like I create a lot of narratives around my events. Like, some people might remember that I had like a 2-year beef with Suspect where I just disrespected him at any chance that I got. I've calmed down on that. And then the Arcadian this year, this is like, if you know, you know, but like I made a bunch of inflammatory comments about Cal, which like
remember that
got spread around, and then Cal went on like the run of a lifetime, and like added like a level to it. Is like the fucking TO that's running the event wants me to lose, but I'm taking every name you can imagine out here.
Especially after he lost to Mike Lou, that was almost the end of his career.
And when he lost to Mike Lou, I DM'd all of the MSU TOs and was like, "You suck. You're an idiot for thinking he was ever gonna win."
You weren't the only one that got done dirty by Cal, because I also put Cal low in the seating. And I was like, about to like.
The event. Lylak was the one that seeded.
Yeah, I got.
Anyway.
But I sent to apologize to Cal, and he's good. So.
Yeah. So what I was building up to is that one thing I've come to realize is that maybe like Cal and I aren't necessarily like homies or anything. But, like, maybe it feels bad to have, like, the TO making fun of you and stuff. And, like, maybe I gotta pump the brakes on that a little bit. But the thing is, it's like I'm playing it up. I'm saying things more, like, more inflammatory than I would if I was just like, oh yeah, what seed do you think Cal should be at the Arkadian? 16th? Like, oh, maybe he will beat some of these players, or maybe I am underrating him. But instead being like,
no, 16 is not high end. There's no way he does better than that.
Yeah. Saying there's no shot that he could beat a single player that's seeded top 8 is like, that's what gets the clicks or whatever. That's
Especially in an Arcadian.
Going, Yeah, that's what gets the people going. So
that was the funniest shit to say at an Arcadian in a season where he had several PR wins.
Yeah,
but really good.
But I do kind of feel bad. Sometimes people that are just the person that I put the target on, and since I am like the person in power, but there isn't too many people in our scene that like cut content. Like I'm not saying you necessarily need to like be like a dick to somebody, but like nobody like plays up anything or hams stuff up.
Can I tell you a brief anecdote about this? This has been a thing. My only motivation to like get better at this game, I think I've tweeted about this before, is that I look at Ultimate and the good players in this game. There is not a shit talker. There's not one. Zamba does it, but you can tell it's fake. You can tell it's performative.
Yeah.
You can tell that his nature isn't to shit talk. And then you look at like Melee. No one in Ultimate does half of what Mango does. You know what I mean? What Rodrigo was doing was pretty fire. It was pretty good. So I've been trying to manufacture this with other 1-2ers. So I started doing this thing. I was like 0-6 against this guy, Drax Pac-Man. I love you, bro. No, I don't. Fuck you. Right? I was 0-6 against him. And then one day we sat down and he goes, "Good luck." I said, "Fuck you." And then I beat him. It was just shit talk the whole set. I did F smash spot dodge, F smash spot dodge. He got hit by the third F smash, right? It was I'm playing like a dickhead, acting like a dickhead. Next time we played, I did the same thing. I win. Recently, we played that movement. It's all best of 5. He 3-0s me, and he goes, "Hey, do you want hand warmers? I noticed you like wiping your hands at that." And I was like, "Be a dickhead. Do it back. Make a storyline. I've been talking shit to you for 2 months, and I beat you, and you're like, 'Do you want hand warmers, man?' I understand. I've been through that." And I'm like, "Dick, reciprocate this. This is so lame. Tweet about me. Go home and say I finally beat this dickhead at fiNESS." Like, come on, dude. Stand up a little bit.
Go ahead. Did you have something to say, Rodrigo?
Bro, there was like one thing that we were talking about. Like, I don't remember with who. Maybe it was Cal. Maybe it was like one of the MSU people. It was like the fact that like a lot of tournaments have lost like the theme of like what they're like doing and stuff. Like, I love, like, a lot of, like, the tournaments, like, that have been happening. But, like, for example, when, like, this was, like, a couple of years ago, like, Boardwalk, that was, like, Valentine's Day theme. Nothing. it was, like, nothing from, like...
Wait, that was Valentine's Day themed?
Yeah.
I was at that tournament.
Yeah. But, like, I was always saying that, like, you Kjez were, like, the person that went the most towards that, like, trying to, like, get into a theme, into, like, a narrative and shit. And I really appreciate it. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, and like then, like the idea of a circuit sounds amazing. I'm trying to qualify right now. I'm trying to qualify.
I mean, you've got a good chance.
There are 3 qualifiers this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And like I have that, and I'm really excited for that. Really excited for that, for the circuit, for qualifiers. I hope somebody does like a Cinderella run, bro. I need a Cinderella run.
I think we'll get it for sure. I couldn't tell you who that person's gonna be, but
we need at least one absolute goober to qualify. I need a 2-2er to have the performance of their life, and also 2 people can't come to the final, and everyone else in top 8 already qualified. I need that at the last event so bad. I need a 2-2er to get 13th, and everyone else is already there. I need it so bad in my heart. And then I need them to go to the final and either totally bust her out or like top 8 it. Like my soul needs it, man.
KJAK should talk to someone publicly on Twitter tomorrow, and then they'll have their...
Do it to me. I'll do it back. I don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember during the Arcadian finesse, I texted you? You were like talking bad about the seating, and I was like, "Watch your mouth, pretty boy."
Yeah, because I was saying it on stream, and Kjez was like, "Careful what you say." But I clapped back. I said something stupid, and then after I was "Yo, low key, if you were serious, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." But the thing is, low key, this is what I'm talking about. I like low key want beef where people are serious. Where people are like, "No, I don't like you," and I you at Smash Bros.
That's crazy.
Like, I want that. I want that.
Yeah. I do have one theory about that like a lot of the beef has gone away because of collegiate stuff. Because let me paint you a different picture of the world. That Dice is just like a dude that works at Domino's and like maybe Suspect. Yeah, he's still jacked. And maybe Suspect still goes to college. Who knows? Maybe he just stays on the west side. And like these guys only end up playing each other at like Get Cooked. Like they're two separate people. They play in separate regions.
Right.
They show up. Dice is like farming everything on the east side. Suspect is like blowing up all of west side. They show up at Get Cooked. Suspect beats him in a game, and Dice stands up and he's like, "You fucking fraud! I'm gonna destroy you." But instead, these guys are playing doubles together and are traveling events together, and they're friends or whatever.
Bro,
they should hate each other. They should hate each other.
We need to cut the camaraderie between MSU and OU. Quit that bullshit. We're on a podcast together right now. You guys should fucking hate each other. This should be Michigan. This should be U of M Ohio State level rivalry. I don't know why we're not doing. Why is it that at crew battles the game ends and the game, as it was said.
Bro, I don't know. If it was me, like, in the team, when OU beats MSU, I would be flaming them. I would
do it!
Yeah.
Bro, like, I can't. I don't have power anymore.
Now what you do is you do that to all of the MSU team.
Now you don't get repercussions for being a dickhead because you're
Yes. Yeah. Now you go to crew battles as a spectator, and when Dice gets camped out by JJA, you call Dice a pussy for not approaching.
Yeah, you're clapping as loud as possible.
I was like, actually, like, there's like a lot of stuff like that, like. I was actually thinking about it, and it was like, man, like, Dice should just approach against JJA sometimes.
I'll never forget being at, I think it was Rebel 1000.
It was that or Dissension. They played at both of them.
It was Dissension. Standing there, trying to oh my god, I was trying to explain to two middle-aged women why they are the only two people in the world that play like this. They were like, "Hey, why aren't they playing the game at a break?" And I was like, "No." And then I had to sit here and try to explain why Dice JJA is like that.
It's so many levels deep, man. Like
I got there. Believe I got there. I'm really good at explaining at hashtag explain this shit.
Hashtag explaining.
It happened eventually because at the end I got to a point in game 5 where JJ got a kill, and then she was like, "Oh, so now he's not gonna like fight anymore." And I was like, "Yes, that's exactly correct." Holy shit, it was awesome.
that's awesome.
That is so great.
That's beautiful.
All right, I kind of want to back to the circuit really quick. I just want to get everyone else's thoughts on it besides me and Kjez. And I know, actually, Rodrigo and fiNESS gets to talk about it already also, so...
I think are you going to qualify?
No. This guy's done you. Of course he's not going to qualify.
Dude, if this was like moving 200, then we're talking about something, but that time has passed.
Dude,
he's a one-run Randy.
That run was crazy.
Well, there is 8 opportunities throughout the next 8 months for you, Spectre, so I think you could do it.
Maybe I can...
Let me see the seating, and let me throw my upset take.
Alright,
you think like
do you want to do a Get Cooked upset take?
Spectre qualifying at Get Cooked might be a stretch.
I have to play you, Rodrigo. That's cooked.
So do I. Wait, what?
Yeah, like
No, you don't play me. What?
Genuinely,
No, wait, hold on.
like the
Let me give you
U or
a fun
UFO is like the worst draw.
No. Hey, yo, Ian, you know who you play? You play Anthony.
No,
Did it change?
no, he plays
it
Spectre
changed.
right
You
now.
play Anthony.
Oh no! I need to keep my 1-0 on him this season.
No, you
Bro,
know.
Here's a fun fact about my current
Make it
lineup.
larger.
I'm pretty sure Spectre is seeded to play you, Rodrigo.
Really? Am I watching the...
Yeah, he is seeded to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, no, what?
Here's a little fun fact about my bracket path. I'm
Oh,
seeded
yeah.
to lose to Arkdee, and then from there, my path is Pasquale into Jadir into Raymond.
Wait, how?
Like, I'm probably gonna lose to
like-
Pasquale, and it's not gonna matter, but that's...
Jeez.
Anyway,
What do you
back
mean?
to the
He's the second one?
what were we talking about?
Are you looking in the
we-
TO Discord, or are you looking in the Lake Effect Discord?
Oh, shoot, it got changed?
Yeah, I
Well,
updated it for a certain time.
the actual seating is live. You
Yeah.
can just look at the
You can just look at your
You're
bracket,
like
actually.
so right, but like it's
Yeah,
different
you're
seeing
the
it like on the
31st.
on the live.
You're
Yeah.
the second seed. I'm the 31st seed. So
Yeah, okay, that makes more
my math
sense.
is correct. It's close.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, yeah, you got a bad draw. I'm so
My
sorry.
losers path is pretty solid though. I
Yeah.
think you guys play
But
losers.
anyway, sign up for the Kjez and the Lylak events throughout the year to qualify for the invitational that'll be at the end with like a big prize pool and a ton of fun and a crew battle. And
Yeah,
stuff. It's
I
gonna
also
be cool.
I wanted to clarify just like the event structure for the finale. 'Cause I don't think we ever did that. So there's going to be a Team Kjez versus Team Lylak crew battle, which is just going to be a 10v10 between the 20 qualifiers, and players will just choose their team by declaring what team they want to be on as soon as they qualify. I think is what Kjez
Oh,
decided.
we're gonna do it that way.
I
Okay,
thought that's what we
okay.
were going to do.
Yeah, I mean we can do it that way. My one concern with that is that like if one team becomes clearly stacked early on, everybody's gonna say they want to be on that one.
Well,
You know, we can see what happens.
You're right.
Rodrigo, you're going to choose my team, right?
Huh? Sorry?
Wait, I didn't hear you.
Like, bribe the players behind the
All right. No, we'll see. I
feel
deal.
like that this brings an element of you two having to try and politic players onto your team. You know what I mean? Like doing some sort of just like buttering up or like I don't.
Kjez and I might do like a side bet, like on the side to see which team wins. But like apart from that, I don't think there's like much stakes for either of us. I think it's just the prize pool for the crew battle is just going to go to the winning team. So,
Yeah.
and then also apart from the crew battle, there's going to be the LCQ event, which is going to run alongside it. Right now, it's at 4 qualifiers for the LCQ. We might just we might decrease it to like 3 or 2, depending on if like something else comes up they want to do during the circuit. And then after that, it's going to be the full invitational, which is going to be a 4 pools, a 6 full round robin, and to a top 16, which is going to have the top 2 of each pool go into winners, and then 3rd and 4th of each pool go into losers, and then 5th and 6th will be eliminated. And from there, it's just going to be a top 16 bracket.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy.
you.
Okay, hear me out, guys. I believe that. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hear me out. Aster over Defoe.
I don't know about that one.
I see it.
You're looking at the seating for Get Cooked?
Yeah, we can
looking at the
transition over to
seating
Get
for
Cooked. I'll pull
Yeah.
up the seating on stream really quick.
Even like I know like most of the things that I'm seeing, like, oh, maybe wait a minute, Trisket over Suspect if Suspect is playing KJAK. Adam always has had like a problem against Pac-Man.
Yeah.
True. He hates that. But I also think that like the way Trisket plays is kind of antithetical to what Suspect struggles against. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he has struggled against Straw Hat Kid, not Trisket. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see the like mental block being there. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Also, like, who else is there? I'm pretty sure like there could be like, I'm looking only at the top 32 seeds. I can like, this is gonna sound like such a highball, but like Zamo against JJA, it sounds terrible. But like, hear me out.
If
We're listening.
Zamo beats Jaja, I'm blowing the roof off the venue. I'm going, "Whoa!"
Really? Okay,
I
okay,
will
okay.
lose my mind. That'd be amazing.
Zamo's been playing well though. He's been losing because Little Mac is Little Mac.
Yeah, right. I'm scouting. This isn't that big of an upset, but Hawk and Rydra, first top 20. Hot set. I think Hawk could absolutely
win that. That's a great set. Also, I'm pretty sure Rob is probably like the best character against Ridley. I'm pretty sure it's like Ridley's worst matchup.
But Rydra is so goddamn good at that matchup. He's played it so. Whenever those two play, because he plays Kronos in Colorado all the time, and it's like they have like a ridiculous amount of sets against each other.
Isn't Kronos a Snake player? Am I crazy?
Yeah, wait, did you? Oh, you said you met Rob the character. I'm tweaking. I'm sorry. Never mind.
All right.
Fuck you, Rob, for being named that. Sorry.
The last time they played, it was on. The last time they played for real, it was Legends. I don't remember what Legends. Legends 4, where Hawk wins winners semifinals game 5 in Rob versus Rydra or versus Ridley. That is kind of recent too. Like it's not like that far off. You're kind of right. That's like a good scout.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. That's my thoughts.
Also, like I don't want to like sound bad, but like I feel more comfortable in the Rob matchup than in the Ridley matchup, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Other things I was looking forward to for this bracket was that it's gonna be Blue Boo's first like tournament in a while.
True, I'm excited to see him.
I have no idea how good he's gonna do.
Lylak has Blue Boo seeded to make a lot of upsets, but I think like Robbie is like enlightened right now. He's reached another level at the game. But I think like Snake Youngling is like horrible. I don't know if Blue Boo would pick Youngling for that.
But Snake Game & Watch.
He'll just play Game & Watch,
is also bad. Yeah.
Blue Boo would pick Game & Watch.
Yeah, so like Blue Boo has like
happy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Blue Boo has like a really good matchup there. And then he plays Suspect, who is on Fraud Watch right now.
Wow.
And then even if like Blue Boo gets sent to losers by Robbie, he plays Springy and then Hawk, who are like, he's beaten Hawk at multiple regionals. So like, I think that he has like a really good shot at still top 8ing.
And I also think
another get cooked.
I think he like top 8s every one of them. Sorry, fiNESS, go ahead.
No, you're good. Michigan is very removed from a good game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I can definitely see a circumstance where he comes in and just like no one has seen this in forever, and he plays like comfortable, consistent 2019 ass Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Just people struggle with it. You know
the last tournament he was at was like Dissension, I think, and he got 5th there. So like.
He's disconnecting.
Yeah, we just say Lylak, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that the last tournament that Blue Boo was at was Dissension, where he got 5th, and he almost beat Anthony at that tournament too. So.
Yeah, he's like weirdly a hidden boss now. If you're not paying attention to Michigan,
You're so right.
He's one of those people that can just.
Do you guys know what happened to Talon? Did he just like stop playing the game?
No.
Oh, I know what happened. Like I was there, right? Like.
Is it drama? We don't have to talk about it if it's drama.
It is no drama. It is not drama at all. He kind of like.
I think it's just
like,
life.
He first said that like he was trying to like start playing Greninja like instead of playing Game & Watch. Because like there's like this like stigma of like Talon being like a really campy player. Yeah. Basically that, and he didn't like that stigma, so he tried to change Greninja to Greninja because he really liked it. And then he went like, nah, I think like I'm okay. Like I'm just gonna like I think like he said something like, oh, I feel like 7 years is enough for a hobby, and he just like. He locked in.
Like, I'm just gonna.
Like, studying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kickflip into the sunset. That's cool. That's a cool way to.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
I agree. I'm sick of this shit, low key.
Yeah.
He's a goat for that, but no, he's a goat. He's a goat.
By the way, another scout for a decent run that I'm seeing right now is Poison Jam. Right now is seeded to lose to a So Good Pop, which I can see him winning, and then he plays Suspect, who has had issues with him before. So that's like a realistic-ish Poison Jam top 24 run.
I hate to bring it up again, but Suspect beat Poison Jam with Ridley like 3 weeks ago.
I didn't see that.
Right in a
Fraud. Suspect.
That's definitely a thing that Amon wouldn't let happen.
Bro, that Midwest Battleground run for Adam getting top 8 fifth, it made me feel so weird. He got like top 8 fifth at a C tier, beating Druish and Poison Jam.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was the beneficiary of some upsets for sure, but like nothing he can do about it.
Bro, that was so funny because like you have to understand like the Death Spade chain, alright? I call it the Death Spade chain. Aster beats Death Spade 3-1, then Druish beat Aster, and then Druish gets beaten by Adam. And then both of them immediately bust, immediately get fucked. Like, yeah, like hear me out. Like Aster loses to Druish and immediately drowns. Druish loses to Adam and immediately drowns, and a Suspect beats Druish and immediately drowns.
I didn't even realize that happened. That's crazy.
That Spade kind of cursed everyone.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually went through like the top 8 seeds of Get Cooked. I'll just pull it up really quick.
This tournament, I looked at top 8, and I was like, damn, no out of state. No pocket, nothing super crazy. And then I looked at top 24, and I was like, this is the deepest regional I've ever seen.
Yeah, it goes 24 deep at PR players, which I think is like about the same as how much Olympus had. Maybe a little less, because Olympus had like a lot of out-of-state talent. But
yeah, like Comet, Armless Gang, Wolfie.
There are like... My bad.
No, talk, babe.
Yeah.
There are like... high-end gatekeepers, if not like low-end PR players right now that are seeded to lose in pools. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. For anyone that hasn't seen it though, the top 8 seeds are Kjaz, Arkdee, Rob, Anthony's and Cool, Dice, Suspect, Rydra, Defoe, and then you have like as we said, like 16 plus more notable players who could all make a run to top 8s.
Yeah.
Something else I just saw as a shout that I always want to give. Has Pix versus Feet Seeking Missile for top 4. That's a Pix dub watch. I love Colin Pix. Top 24, sorry, top 24.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're projected to play in losers for top 24.
Yeah.
Correct.
Feet Seeking Missile.
Have they ever played? I feel like Chicago has like a lot of kind of like, I wouldn't say like real characters, but just a lot of like not weird ass characters that Michigan has, like Ridley.
Yeah.
They have some goobers too, you know. They have their Zeldas.
Chicago has like Zelda and like 9 Link players, but like that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like that might like get like matchup check Colin a little bit.
Another thing I wanted to ask KJ, assuming are you guys on like talk about like seeding and like predictions and stuff? Alright, cool. Other thing I wanted to ask Kjez is that Get Cooked has been going on for over 4 years now, and it's been such a huge part of the community for the past few years. I just want to get your thoughts about it and like how much work you put into Get Cooked, what it means to you, like how proud of it you are, all that stuff.
I mean, like, it's definitely my signature event. Like, I think if you think like KJ's events, you either think about Get Cooked or probably one of the Arcadians, right? Mm. And like the Arcadian kind of has a lot built in. Like we put in a lot of effort to those two, but Get Cooked is like my own brainchild. Like I do it with my brother. He works at the venue. He like lines up all of the food places that we get and stuff. So like we're the wonder duo, even though like, you know, you guys don't really know him. Maybe you see him when you're walking around the venue and stuff, but like, so it's this cool combined power where we've found, like, both of our passions are able to come together for this thing. Yeah. And, like, awesome. If you've come to all of the Get Cooks, like, I'm sure you can probably notice that, like, Allen Neighborhood Center has, like, purchased improvements and stuff. And, like, not saying we single-handedly did that, but, like, they send me, like, newsletters and stuff, and they're like, hey, you know, your event is, like, besides, they do some events where they get, like, big donations from people that are getting, like, tax write-offs. But, like, as far as community-led events go, like, we're, like, one of the biggest fundraisers for them every year. And it's, like...
Really nice.
Yeah. So, like, we like, you know, they have nice new chairs. You might remember if you went to the first one, they had, like, folding chairs that like were breaking. I think like 4 of them broke while we were there.
That's
and they
crazy.
got really nice new chairs now, and they got those because they were able to after, you know, the second or third Get Cooked. They had the budget to do that, and they were like, we know Kjez is gonna come back and do it again, so he'll definitely need these chairs for this event. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So, and like all of you guys that have come to the events and bought food from those startups, not all of them have panned out, but a couple of them, like Tantai was one of the ones at the first two. They actually have been able to move into like their own brick and mortar place and
Oh, that's
stuff.
awesome.
And like the amount of money that they bring in on like the day of Get Cooked, like just that day, is usually enough to sustain their bills for like operating at Allen Neighborhood Center for at least a month. Like it covers a lot of their expenses for that month. So it is like a big boost to like help them get started up. So
Look at this guy,
like,
Kjez, giving back to the community.
Giving back
That's
to the
fucking
community.
yeah.
awesome.
It's
actually
it's very
amazing.
important to me. Like, community-driven stuff is my whole thing. Like, besides just Get Cooked,
Hell
my
yes.
bigger picture is always like, I want to do stuff that's cool in Michigan, and I want people like in Michigan, like when you go somewhere else and you're talking to somebody and you tell them like, oh yeah, I went to an event. Like, I think you guys were. I can't remember if it was on literally this episode or maybe one of the ones I was listening to, but they were like, oh yeah, this place, they did like a waterfall bracket, and then someone else was like, oh, like the one that Kjez ran, and that's like what I want you guys to spread my influence and be like, yeah, there's this TO back in Michigan, he's already done this, he's like, you guys are copying him actually.
Actually, that's your guy. Like,
Yeah.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
I don't know of any other TOs that hosted their own Battle of the Bands in their garage with.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so
That's
I think I was
one
kinda
of my
cooking with
favorite
that,
events I've attended. That was so fun.
Yeah. So like, I've always wanted to do things that help the community, and Get Cooked is like like I said, the signature event. It wraps it all together. All of my goals of like, it's a centralized place. It's a charity event. Like I'm not doing anything for money on that one, you know, and like it's all about bringing people together for a good cause.
That's
and
awesome.
like we all get to play Smash at the end of the day. They're like you don't notice as the attendee. You don't notice anything different from going to any other event, but like I said, a lot of that money is actually helping a lot of people.
Right.
So,
I personally love Get Cooked. I'm pretty sure I've gone to every single Get Cooked, and I might be the only person that's done that. But the food is great.
maybe, who knows?
The food is great every time. I think the venue itself is pretty cool. I always liked how the stream is on an upper level from the main playing area. It makes it feel like so much more important.
Yeah.
But I just remember like a lot of fun memories of Get Cooked. I've had some like my personal like best bracket performances at those tournaments, and like some of my closest friends in the community like Defoe and Suspect have had some of their best performances at Get Cooked also. So just like those moments like that is like always just big. I always just think about them. I mean, Get Cooked has definitely been a big part of my experience with Smash over the past like 3-4 years. So I really appreciate what you do for the community, Kjez, and what Get Cooked has done for the community.
Yeah,
I
Get Cooked was
love
amazing.
Kjez.
I love Kjez.
Yeah. Thanks.
I think the only other thing I had like for Get Cooked is that I wanted to get everyone's predictions on who you guys think makes the KJAK Circuit or gets the 3 qualifier spots this weekend. I'll just go first because mine is pretty chalk. I just think it goes to J-Jaw, Arkdee, and Rob. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Give me a dice run. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Give me J-Jaw, give me Arkdee, and then give me Dice beating Rob and then Tony to get the third one.
I get to
Dice. I was gonna pick Dice as well, but I'm picking Dice as my number one. He's coming through at the top, and
he's winning it.
So here's the thing. For like 2 years, I was like the dad that cares a lot about Little League to Dice. I would like watch every single bracket and I'd text him and be like, why did you go for that third up tilt? You know it doesn't connect. You know, like, and I like, he'd go to a tournament and he'd do bad and I'd be like, when did you go to sleep last night? I know you stayed up late. And like, we were like dialing in like when he needs to get rest for brackets, what he should be eating during days of events. And
that shit is so important. That shit is so important.
Yeah, and like I was trying to help him a lot with like more of the mental game because obviously he's way better at Falco than me. So I'm not in there telling him how to do his combos or whatever.
Yeah, Kjez is like, so if you hit this nair in the right spot,
I'm like, why are you using side B so much?
Man, we've been telling him that so much. It's not gonna change.
Yeah. But so
I think it's just a Falco thing. I think they all do it.
Last year, like. Dice is his own man now. I've like, you know, stepped back a little bit. I'm not as invested watching like movement every Monday or anything. So I haven't been putting the pressure on him. And Dice always flops and get cooked. And I think that's because it's my event and I'm putting too much pressure on him. So this time I'm just like, whatever. You know, it's Dice's thing. But in a weird twist of events, that's gonna make him win.
Yeah, now you're putting. But the thing is, though, now you're putting pressure on him.
No. He's not gonna watch this. He's too famous for watching podcasts. You know? He's too big time.
True. Nobody send this to Dice, please. Nobody let him know.
Yeah.
In my case, I am putting myself in first because you know.
Of course.
I'm gonna make a prediction of what's gonna happen. I'm gonna I'm thinking that Blue Boo's beating Rob, and then Blue Boo's
makes the dice run better.
Yeah, it actually does, but he's like in my side of the bracket. I think like that's gonna happen. Blue Boo's beating Rob. The matchup just kind of sounds like extremely ass. I'm gonna be so for real. Like, Game & Watch Snake seems really bad.
I don't even know if they played that matchup yet, if you be honest.
You're right. Then I believe Dice beats Anthony for top 8, which is really doable. Last time, like, Dice destroyed Anthony in Olympus, I'm pretty sure. It was a swift 3-0, I'm pretty sure. And then I am beating, who does? Ooh, wait. Actually, Blue Boo would beat, like, Adam. Then I would play Blue Boo in winners semis. And then I would play Dice in winners finals. Probably winning, then Dice loses, and then he loses the round back to Jaja. I believe it's gonna be me, Jaja, Dyson.
Right.
In that order.
Gotcha. I like the prediction. Spectre, how about you?
I'm thinking. I think it'll be like. I think there will be some upsets. I don't know if there will be any crazy runs yet. Like I haven't really thought about it. But I think I'm just gonna go with a simple Jaja Anthony Arkdee.
All right.
No particular order.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, Tony.
Respectable.
All right. Do any of you guys have anything else about Get Cooked? Like, just it can be literally anything that I Get Cooked. So.
Oh, just a really quick thing. The way Arkdee talked about his bracket, it reminded me of this time I was driving with Advo to event. Advo, one of my number one day one homies. And like, I remember he was telling me his bracket, and he was seated like 9th or something, and he was like telling me his like the winner's run as if he was seated 2nd. Like he did not look at losers at all, and his mentality was like, I shouldn't even believe that I can lose to these guys, because you start thinking like, oh, who am I going to play when I lose to so-and-so? You've already given up a little bit. And I really respected the Rodrigo's mindset right there. I'm just like, yeah, I am number one, actually.
For Advo, is that not the tournament where he came back and randomly got like 3rd? Like, didn't he actually?
No, you're thinking of a different one. At this tournament specifically, it was what was Grayson's West Side tournament called?
Stampede or
not
Rodeo? It was Stampede.
Rodeo, but
Stampede.
Yeah, Stampede. It was like Stampede 1 or 2, and he went 2-2, and it did not go well.
The
story theory holds about the way that you gotta think about your bracket, alright?
Yeah,
The results are different. The results are different.
Dude,
Yeah.
Stampede
That would've been way
upsets went
cooler
crazy.
That would have been way cooler if that was the tournament. Or
Yeah,
I think it was like Get Cooked 3 or something, where he just
and
got
he
third.
just, won randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this a side tangent that's I remember that particular Stampede just was crazy with upsets. 'Cause I think Lavish lost to Astro Beat, the West Michigan Toronto plant at that tournament.
That's great.
Yeah, he also lost to the Peach player 2 slaps or something like that. I think Chicago, a mid-level Peach player.
Yeah.
That
And
is
then
crazy.
there's an Indiana Samus that beats I think beat Spectre or not Spectre, Spectral back then too. So that tournament was just crazy.
I was not around that then.
But yeah,
Easy.
I think we're all looking forward to Get Cooked this weekend. I think all 5 of us are going to be there actually, which is pretty hype.
I will be there, live in-person podcast.
We should that would be funny.
Yeah, we get all the podcasters on the mic for grand.
That reminds me that
have you guys seen? This is like a FGC clip, so you guys probably haven't seen this. But Jabali, one of the big FGC TOs, he was running a side bracket at Evo, and he was the TO of it. But there was no commentators that pulled up, so he played in the tournament, got first. And he was doing commentary the whole time. He's like, okay, he's going to go for a fireball here. And I blocked it. Okay, I got a string. This is an 8K.
Wait,
yeah, it was so
That's
good.
funny.
What do I have to do to commentate my own set at Get Cooked? What has to occur for me to commentate
we just
me
put the
versus
headset
Arkdee?
on you.
Yeah, give me versus Rodrigo. I'm commenting.
Honestly, we could ask, Chia is going to be streaming this one. We could ask her.
Make it happen. I need that so bad.
The commentators that are there, I have not asked anybody to do commentary for this event. I should be in there.
Really funny.
So what I'm hearing is that the podcast comment has to happen.
Yeah, we kind of need it. We need
Out
to
of
fill.
necessity.
I'll be down to commentate also if you want, but
You down?
yeah.
Right.
That reminds me that I actually did want to get a picture of the 4 of us for a podcast picture.
Yeah.
Next photo. I better be sexy then.
All right, yeah.
You're always sexy.
All right, we'll definitely get that done on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up Get Cooked and get into some event Michigan promo stuff really quickly. Starting off, I'm gonna go ahead and just go through the event promos really quick. I gotta pull them up.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Get Cooked this weekend. Obviously, go to it. It's got 90 plus people, 24 plus amazing PR players. Everyone in this podcast is going to be there if you want to talk to us in person and just hang out and stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. It'll be cool. And then on April 5th, you have Rifts 2025 up in the UP. This is their biggest event every year. They have talent from Wisconsin and Canada coming down to it. And I think there's also going to be some mid and North Michigan people going to the event also. And then the weekend after that, you got Diamond Dust the second, which is going to be a C or a B tier probably, with top players like Shining Mark, The Buzz, and Anin currently signed up for the tournament. And then also going on May 10th, the second stop of the KJAK Circuit while Purchase. To join an event by me, Kjez, and Scrubbed Out. You guys don't want to miss this. It's going to be at a new venue. It's sick. It's awesome. I promise. All right,
Jacking off.
Jacking
Don't
off.
say that, bro.
Okay, we don't want that to be part of the brand.
All right, back to the regular scheduled podcast now. Getting into some meta stuff. I don't know if you guys caught the Japan major that happened this weekend, which was Kowloon number 15 with Sumabato 15th anniversary, which was an S+ tier, which had a return to form for multiple top players, premium of which being Ashimo, who got first at his first, I think, major of 2025, which was a pretty sick run where he beat Raru, and I think he beat the Doromigi also, and some other players. So.
Ryu versus Luigi sounds like a car crash. That sounds like a ridiculous set.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
I want to go back and watch that. I didn't get the chance to watch it live. That just two trains head-on colliding on a track.
They don't play very often, from my understanding, because I think one lives in Kansai, and the other lives in Kyoto. Question mark. I'm not too familiar with Japan geography, but.
Bro, that's such a bracket. Like, for Ashimo, he beat Shion, the Zero Suit, then Torigiri, Ken, Carmelo, and Raru to win the tournament.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's a great run.
That's like a lot of, like... Go ahead.
It's okay. What I was thinking is that I think we have to talk about is the fact that Raru beat Taikei and Ken.
That's insane, bro.
And lost to Wolfie, by the way.
Yes.
Oh
my god.
That's such a strike.
Oh my god. Midwest on top. Holy shit. What a crazy weekend that was. Because that was the same weekend that Candle beat Akola, I think.
Yeah.
And then there was another big Midwest over Japan upset at SmashCon, or what it was. Oh, it was a Tada over Gat. So there were 3 Midwest over Japan upsets that weekend. It was crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and then I would say similar to Ashimo, Raru had a return to form here also, because Raru hasn't had a great 2025 either. So it was just really cool seeing Ashimo and Raru, who were both ranked top 10 last season, find their footing again in 2025, and with a first and a second at an S+ tier respectively at Kowloon number 15 with Sumabato 15th anniversary. So pretty fun event. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch it live because I was sleepy. But yeah, any other thoughts about the tournament before we move on to the next thing?
Also, like, Carmelo.
Not watch it.
Like, Carmelo go third. That's like a big win for Carmelo. I'm pretty sure he's like, he's like number 65 in like PGR. Getting third at an S+, it's actually amazing.
Yeah. You're so right. I think he was in the top 40 on the first half last year, and I think he was a top 80 at that tournament. But still, he did have a really good run to get to third there. So.
Nah, he was a top 12 seed, so he was seeded to get 9th.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
It's okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that with Raru there. Do y'all think Kazuya Luigi?
Are we getting this now?
We're back on this shit.
I want to say it. I need to go back to it.
Okay.
Do you think like Luigi now that has beaten like probably one of the 2 best like Sonic mains?
So you want like my whole take about this? Because I do have a whole tangent about this. I don't know if you want me to get into it, but my whole tangent on this is that
I won't partake in the Parker take.
my whole tangent on this is that I think Luigi and Kazuya are part of a group of meta-defining characters, which are Touch of Death characters. And to me, we're at a point in the game where they're so like optimized, and their execution has just been so perfected by their players that it's made it so that matchups pretty much don't matter for them. And if matchups don't matter, then that means they're broken characters. And they run the meta. And there's only one character in the game that is really the counter to them, which is Sonic. And now we've just seen an Extreme 6 scenario with Raru beating 2 of the best Sonics in the world. And my actual hot take on this is that I think Kazuya is number 4, and I think Luigi is number 5, and I think they're interchangeable. I think they're both ridiculous.
Top 5, both of them for these crazy.
Dude, they're meta-defining characters. There's nothing like them in this game.
Behind who? Like Sonic, Steve, Rob, Game & Watch?
Behind Steve, Rob, Sonic.
Yeah.
Behind Steve, Rob, Sonic. So you have Steve, Rob, Sonic, and then Kazuya, Luigi, who...
Yeah, that's my top 5.
Like Snake, Game & Watch, Rob are all...
I have Snake at 6, and I
fall?
think everyone from 6 up are the meta-defining characers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Who's next
the
then?
newest addition to the Touch of Death characters?
Kjez, have you heard about this? Did you see that?
Yeah. Cal was telling me that the OU players were all practicing it.
No, dude, don't do that.
Literally everyone was playing me Sword Fighter for like 2 days.
Yeah. Dude, thank God I don't play Elite Smash, bro.
Dude, it's been a nightmare. I've been trying to play Elite Smash because I have the courses at Concordia to do that. The thing is, it's a lot of me Sword Fighters, but because they're all in like our.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all like forward throw, kill them 5 years.
Bro, and not only
Eventually,
that,
once they learn, it's going to be problematic.
you're so right. And not only that, the fact that like my head was like, okay, it doesn't matter. The Miis are not gonna be in Smash 6. They just announced a Tomodachi Live.
Yeah.
It's so
They are.
over. They're gonna bring it back. They're gonna be there still. They're not
People
gone. They're
want
not
Miis in
gone. I will
Smash.
never save them.
Dude, why do you think, Spectre?
The Wii was one of the most like highest selling consoles of all time, and the Mii is like the character of the Wii.
Okay, but we're talking about in Smash Bros. Right now.
Yeah.
You said, why don't people...
What is Smash Bros? It's
I kind of see where
it's a
Spectre is coming
celebration
from.
of
The
gaming
Miis have had a lot of
I'm not
high-selling
talking about-
games.
I'm not talking about like the amorphous concept Smash Brothers Ultimate should be. You said, why don't people want them in Smash Bros? For the same reason people don't want Samus and Steve and Pac-Man in Smash Bros. It's because you play them and you go, this sucks.
okay. I may not have worded that
It's
correctly.
not the same.
My question should have been, why don't people feel they should be in the game?
Yeah, sure. I think they deserve a spot, but I think if you play against a Mii character and you have
You
fun,
can want to kill yourself
like
if you play all those
Uh-huh.
characters, but certainly Steve deserves to be in Smash Bros.
For me personally, the Miis just don't feel like iconic video game characters in the same level as like anyone else in the roster.
Yeah.
But that's just.
It's like Mario.
I hear you.
Yeah.
They should add the Sega Genesis to Smash Bros. As a playable
But,
character.
I think we should dial it back to the Kazuya Luigi thing.
Yeah, we gotta stop it.
If you guys wanted to get your takes on it, then clown on what I said.
Okay. I just need to say two things. First of all, whoever plays with me, you're an egotistical motherfucker. Why do you want to play as yourself?
Yeah.
Why do you want to play as yourself? Like, bro, they could have like added like Matt, you know, like that one guy. You know what I mean? Or like the
That's an
protagonist.
iconic video game character.
I'm pretty sure Matt's more of a
like,
meme
or,
than
like, Tomodachi Life, like Toe Tag, I don't know. And that's maybe you still, but like, bro, like I don't want to play as myself. And then like fucking like Osh9 makes his like.
You don't want to play with yourself?
Like I love Osh9, but like, but it's me. It's just like called Osh9, and I want to kill myself, bro.
Oh my god.
And second of all, Luigi is not better than Kazuya. I don't even think Luigi's top 25.
That's insane. What?
I don't think Luigi's good. Maybe
what?
it could be because I have a great matchup against Luigi, but
Dude,
like.
matchups don't matter against Luigi. He just kills you at every percent. He's so fucked up.
I know, but I don't let him approach me. I just like go away.
Dude, he only
wait for
needs
him to
one
do
hit.
some
It
shit,
doesn't
and
matter
then
how
he's
bad his
gone.
neutral is.
You're like so right, but at the same time, like, bro, his advantage is so
Bro,
ass.
you told
Like,
me this, that advantage is the most important thing in this game. It's like, oh my.
combo game is not the same as advantage.
Yeah, it's better if you kill them in one hit so you don't have to play advantage.
You're so right, but like SDIN guys, it always has worked for me.
Oh my gosh.
never played a great Luigi, but like.
Oh,
like
that's
a
just
great
shade to Yoder, I
Luigi.
guess. Screw that guy.
I was gonna say.
Like a PGR level Luigi, I've never played one. But like, it's different. You know, it's different. And like, the last time I played Yoder was like 2023, starts of 2023. So I've never actually played Yoder when like I was like good.
Yoder's coming to get cooked, I think.
No,
Really?
is he?
He told me he planned on
Oh,
it.
maybe
or
he's
he
gonna
would've-
come to hang out. I don't think he's registered.
Aw, what a goober. I thought
Yeah, I
he
didn't
was
see him
planned.
registered. I'm not
Well,
seeing the seating.
He
I
told
hope
me he
he
was
goes
grinding
there.
for it. He backed out. Unless
I
he
hope he
forgot.
comes like. I hope he comes like an hour and 45 minutes late and just like talks to Ryoku the whole time. I need to. Remember that, Kjez? Like.
Oh
The
wait, like Ryoku showing up late? Is that what you're talking
Oh
about?
yeah, he was so mad about that.
Yoder still complains about that to this day, by the way.
Yeah. Listen, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Ryoku. Let's move on.
Okay.
Oh
I
shit!
just,
On the pod.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
It's
keep
alright.
seeing somewhat
I've
civil
been
here.
nice to him. I let him show up 45 minutes late to a tournament, you know?
Mhm.
That's enough.
You can keep your thoughts concise on that.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Alright. Did any of you guys have anything to say about the Kazuya Luigi thing besides me and Arkdee?
Not really.
Anyone else?
Nah, I'm kind of with Arkdee that I think Luigi isn't that good.
You guys
Or
are.
I love
it
Luigi.
takes like It takes
Oh,
a
yeah,
strong
no.
mental stack to
Dude,
beat
there's
him.
like 5 of them in the top 100. What is this?
Okay, Waka is a fraud. Like, hear me out. Waka, fraud. Waka, top 100 player, 100%. Top 30? 30?
30 is crazy. I didn't know he was that high.
He's like
Bro,
36.
he didn't go to a single super major. He won a couple of B tiers in like Mexico, which like makes sense. Those are good wins, like beating Rocks, beating like Arkdee sometimes.
Dude, good for Mexico that like now staying in Mexico.
Yeah,
is
but they
enough
get best
to
of the
be
West
top
pretty
30.
soon.
Like,
That's pretty hype for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's gonna be so sad because like Leo is not going, bro.
Womp womp.
Alright,
Bro, don't say one, bro. I hate Leo. I don't hate him, but like kind of, yeah, actually do, kind of, just a little bit.
Alright, speaking of people being bad or good, we have to talk about, is it easier to improve in Japan compared to the US or any other country for that matter?
Bad deal.
Why is this a discussion?
Because
I saw this
Rodrigo
on
wanted to
Twitter
talk
and
about
just
it.
Did not answer it.
I made a
what's-
tweet. Link the tweet. Read it.
What's your take on it, Danny? Like, if you don't think it should be a discussion, do you think it's because it's
I
like
don't think it's
obviously yes?
easier.
Or...
I think people don't want to grind.
Sure.
I agree. I
That's,
totally
that's
agree.
fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I made like a tweet about it. I'm gonna read
Oh,
it
your
out,
tweet.
like,
You're talking about your tweet.
no, not about my tweet in particular. It's like about like the Japan like thingy. And
Ah.
I'm just gonna like listen to this because this is my take.
I kind of
It
agree
is,
with what you said. It's like the NA was like the central point for Smash for like 20 years, and then we get mad when Japan becomes the central point for like the last 2
Oh
years.
yeah, that was
like,
base. That was a good point.
Yeah, and like not only that, but like it's not like a US player has always been the best player.
yeah,
Like Armada was the best for like what 4 years?
yeah.
Long time.
Even though like I didn't mention it, like Zero was the best in Smash 4 for the entirety of Smash 4. He's
Yeah,
not
a
from the
U.S. player
right?
was never number one in Smash 4. It was always Zero or it was Leo. So
Yeah.
I didn't-
Or like even Ally is Canadian, like at the time. Like and he was number one too. Like he
USA
was
fraud.
number one.
Holy fuck.
Huh? What?
I said USA fraud. Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Like and then like in like Ultimate it's also like Mexico the mostly the time and then like Japan for some time.
I think U.S. was only number one during Melee and Brawl. Because U.S. was really dominant during Brawl, but
It was Mewtwo King.
yeah, between like Mewtwo King and Salem and Nairo, who I think were all number one at some point.
I think Otori was like probably the best for like a second.
I think he won Apex or something. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he won it.
He won like the biggest tournament like ever at the time or something like
I think it
that.
was Apex 2012 that he won.
Mm-hmm. What
Yeah.
I mean is that like, bro, it's like, it's not like easier to get better anywhere.
I
It's
kind of
more
have.
like,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, it's okay.
Okay.
It's more about transportation. Okay, it kind of makes sense, but like, bro, there's Tri-State, where they have
Yeah.
to move like
Yeah.
nothing from like New Jersey to New York, from New York to like whatever the third state is that I don't know because I'm Peruvian. But which one is the third state?
Dude, it's funny you brought up Tri-State because I made the exact same comparison when I was like thinking about how I was going to approach this before the podcast. Was that like, yeah, Japan's train network is unparalleled, but the U.S. has something very similar in Tri-State, and Tri-State has a monthly B tier now in round table, and has like two or three majors every year also. So like Tri-State is effectively the best place to be a Smash player right now, and it's kind of like a smaller scale Japan. But even then, Japan is the most is a way more population dense country, and has way more opportunities for high level practice because all of their top players go to locals and are going to these weekend tournaments that are getting B, A tier, S tier status, and so it's just so much easier to get high level practice in Japan in a much more convenient fashion, unless you're specifically from Tri-State. And even then, Tri-State kind of struggles because like Tweak doesn't go to stuff, the Buzz doesn't go to stuff. It's literally just like Zamba, Syrup, and Jackal who are like going to locals over there.
Light has been going a lot.
Yeah,
too,
Light's been
like-
showing up.
That's fair. Yeah, recently
I
Light's
used
been,
to, like-
been going to stuff.
I agree, but like that's not like the problem of the region. That's like players being kind of assholey. Like that's like some top level players saying, "Nah, I'm too good for going to locals. Like I don't need to. Like I'm just gonna go to majors." Like the fact that like for example, I don't wanna call out people, but like at the same time, Ohio has been like losing a lot of their top players because like even though like some of them retired and stuff, some of them just like decide to go to like 1 big, 3 big, for like really big tournaments and not go to like any locals to support their local community. I believe that there's a backbone in every single like moment, and the fact that I every time like I watch Twitter and I see like, oh, like in my Suma hit this guy like this in my Suma hit offline, this guy like at the time, right, when Tamapi Daifuku, like, for the first time beats Akola in a local that didn't count for shit, what is Akola doing? Number 1 in the world at the time, indisputably. That's, like,
Right.
indestructible Akola. That's, like, the Akola. What the fuck is he doing in a local? And I was thinking, bro, that's impossible, right? Like, I am seeing MK Leo, like, ditching out for the 2nd year in a row from Battle of the West. I'm watching like Spargo basically like not going to any Tijuana tournaments in a while. I am seeing like.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think the main part of it is that a lot of these top players are also streamers, and a lot of their income comes from just doing streams and getting money that way. And I wouldn't be so. And I'm actually sure it's positive this is the case. That all these top players make more money from doing their streams and going to tournaments.
You're totally right, but like there's a moment where it's not about the money, you know? Like I'm pretty sure like a lot of these top players are like, especially Luminosity players, or like players with like a great a great sponsor that already like have like their bills covered. I'm pretty sure they can go to places. Like I'm pretty sure they can just like go to a random local and they have to drive like what, an hour to go there? Like it's not that they are like lacking like the money, it's not that they are lacking the funds. I understand if they don't have the funds. I totally get it. Like it is the thing. Like it's not like something you cannot like take into account. But the fact is that like you see Ashimo, you see Tamapi, you see Raru, you see Snow, you see like Akola in like weird ass locals sometimes. And they just don't
like 40 entrant tournaments.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of those Japan players are also like popular streamers in Japan too that are making time for these locals. So
true.
You're right. Like
okay,
even
you
even
guys
like that.
need
Like
to corner Anand and ask them why they don't go to anything, like local.
I agree,
So,
but like Anand is
You gotta get the other perspective. I mean, I can tell you a story. I met Ryuga at a tournament like pre-COVID, and I talked to him for a little bit. And this is gonna sound mean, but I love this story. He sits down, he plays his round 1, and he like beats the guy and takes like 30% in like the whole set. And like I was talking to him afterwards, and he's like, I kind of hate going to locals because I'm basically here for 5 hours and I don't play against anybody that knows how to play the game. And it's like, I get like, if you were trying to get better and you're at the top level, and then you're like playing against like, you know, no offense, but like most of the players in Michigan like wouldn't give any PR player like a worthy challenge. You know what I mean?
It's not a good use of time. It's just an inefficient way of playing the game if you're trying to improve.
But I think the counterpoint that someone like Spectre might make is that these motherfuckers aren't playing the game at all.
Yeah.
they're just chilling.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really understand the phenomena of like a lot of the top players in America not really like participating in stuff.
I believe that like a strong number 1 is always necessary, at least in a state level.
Yeah.
Like not like as a strong number 1 as like PGR level type number 1. I mean like a consolidated number 1 that everybody knows, that goes to places, that goes to regionals, and he just doesn't appear to make like a guest appearance one time in the biggest regional of the state. And
just always there, giving someone things to grind for. I mean, I think that like is what happened with Anthony at Move. You know what I mean? There were like I don't know, like 5 to 10 people that would go to Movement to try and beat Anthony. You know what I mean? And like that's why they would show up, and that's what really drives that motivation.
You know, I actually have like a very vivid memory of this, like going to the Movement that was like on Christmas weekend, and like people coming up and just like asking Anthony for tips, like in whatever matchups, not necessarily like versus Cloud or versus him, but like, hey, what do you think I should do like in this situation? And he'd like just chat with people, and like that's like a hidden benefit, like you don't necessarily think about those kind of things of like that player being there to share his knowledge, and like I have like so much respect for Anthony for that. Like, no offense to Zenodo or Anand, because I think it's just in both of their natures, like they're just not as like social. Like Zenodo's been to like 20 of my tournaments, and we've exchanged like maybe 50 words in total. Besides like, what's up, Kjez? Like that's about it. Like
it's funny that's the case, because when he gets going, it's like hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him like talking to Boku a lot. He, like when he finds somebody that he's comfortable with, like he's very chatty and stuff. But like they just don't give off the air of approachability the way that like Anthony is just in the venue, just talking with people. Walking you can go up to him and be like, whatever, And by the way, same with Robbie.
I was about to say, if you're like a mid-level player, you are wanting to ask a PR player for advice, do not ask Tony. He's bad at that. This isn't my word. He's like his response is just like, play the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like he has some. You can't get that good and not have anything. But if you're gonna ask anybody, ask this guy, ask Robbie, ask Dice, ask like Boku. I don't know. Like Tony's not the best guy to ask for advice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I was just using that as an example of like it
happens a lot with him.
That the top guy is there, and you can talk to him and he'll be cool with you. And that definitely helps.
I think there are a lot of players that process the game very well internally, but don't know how to like articulate it to others when they're like trying to like always do better. Because I have a prime example of this, like in for West Michigan, is that Defoe is amazing at giving advice. He knows a lot about the game and how to like set up certain situations and stuff like that. Whereas Suspect, anytime I've ever asked him for advice, he's just like, "Oh, I don't know, man. You should just try."
Just hit that guy, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is his whole play style.
I kind of like realized that like every time like I started realizing that when people like started asking me for advice, like when I was like starting to get good, I was just like telling them the same thing every single time. And then I would just tell them, bro, just run up and shield more. Like every and that works, by the way. You should do it. People watching me right now, you should run up and shield. It always works.
Do they have to do the dash shield text thing?
No.
Okay.
Just run up towards them, shield, and believe. Believe.
Play a character with a good on a shield move too.
Yeah. No, not even. Just run up and shield. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. You have to hear me out.
Dude, it sounds like you're baiting people with getting grabbed and then down throw comboed into like 40 damage.
Yeah, the data man telling me to run up and shield. Okay, man. 100%. You don't have to talk about that every
you're at 100, like 20%? Yeah, run up into me and shield so I can back throw you off the stage.
Yeah, please. Like, run up and shield against me. Nah, yeah, but I can tell them, jump more, and then, like, they get cut by Nair. Like, that's better for me, you know? Yeah. It is more about, like, what I mean with that is, like, it's really important for, like, top players to be, like, open in the community, because it makes the scene stronger. Like, not only, like, level-wise, like, not only, like, play-wise, it always, like, makes it stronger, like, period. Like, there's a better bond, there's, like, more like, comfortability, like, inside of a community, and I believe that they have that in Japan, mixed with, like, this competitiveness that has always existed. Have you heard like that thing that like that Mia was like giving Sonic's advice against Akola because he wanted to be ranked above Akola?
Yeah, I heard about that. He was like, I don't want to play Akola.
Do you think like Morse and Light would do the same thing? No, they wouldn't.
No.
Like they don't have that same level of competitiveness. Like they don't care about the game that much, but at the same time, they don't like contribute that much towards like their own like local like community. And I believe that that's like one of the most important things. Like there's a moment when you're like, when there's a number besides you in the PGR, and I believe that like that doesn't take out like the responsibility you have, like inside of your own community.
Yeah,
Like,
if anything, it adds to it. You know what I mean? You now have this badge of I'm a good player, and when you show up, it's a lot easier to look. That kind of.
I
I'm
think
gonna ask him
when
for things. I'm gonna ask him to practice.
I agree with what you said. I think when you get that status, a lot of people kind of see you as like a mini celebrity within the scene, and will like look towards you
100%.
towards like, advice and just like it's just like a fountain of wisdom for like how to get better at the game. Oh, by Spectre. Dude, oh my gosh, Spectre left and it just completely screwed up my overlay. Oh no.
No, not the homie.
I mean, we're almost done right anyway.
I was about to say we're pushing 2 hours anyways.
Yeah.
We've been yapping extensively, apparently.
Yeah, the last thing to talk about is just Battle BC 7, which is this weekend.
Battle of Peace.
I put the seating in the Discord. I'm gonna pull it up on stream really quick because after I fix what I'm trying to fix here.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
I'm gonna take a look at it too.
I'm pretty excited for this tournament because it's the first time since Genesis that Japan and NA has clashed like this. I think Japan is sending over a lot of their strongest players.
Bro,
Love
Spectre.
that. Oh, he's back.
My phone big time died.
Holy shit, what did I do? Wait.
Lylak, you shouldn't have changed it. Either.
I have to change it back now? Oh, whatever.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you don't.
You're all
Leave
good.
his
You're all
ass
good.
off of it.
So, anyway, the top 8 seeds of Battle VC7 are Hurt, Akola, Spargo, Mia, Tweak, Shuton, Light, and then Syrup. And then a bunch of notable players going down to, like, even, like, the 40s here. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of Japan invasion here between Hurt, Akola, Mia, Shuton, Varu, Snow, Ken, Rocky, Ryu, and Torigori. So a lot of their strongest soldiers are going to be there.
That's nice. I believe, guys. I believe this is the moment where there's, I don't know, something will happen. I'm not sure why. I feel like Canada is such a point where like not even like the Americans have like a home turf advantage.
Yeah, shit's always weird in Canada.
Yeah, none of them have like really like home turf at all. So I believe this is like the fairest tournament at like, if we talk about like travel and like stuff like that. I would like to see it like that, but like I don't know who I would bet for in this tournament in particular.
Yeah, it's
I believe
just like
that.
I just think I'm just gonna personally just keep rolling the Hurt train until he loses.
Yeah, looking at this is
Honestly,
this is not looking like a tournament with good odds of like anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at the like the odds of maybe like a
What?
You cut out fiNESS.
The odds of like a big like U.S. over Japan win. I'm looking at them and it looks pretty low to me based on this bracket.
Man, we need Louis money, guys. We need Louis money.
Yeah,
No, really? That guy like beat the shit out of every like Japanese one time, like in a free local.
I will say they gave Light like his worst possible bracket path. He's got to get through Varu, and then if he makes it through Varu, he's got to play Akola for top 8, which I don't know if either of those, I don't think either of those things happen.
Christ.
And this is like I don't know why like Cedars hate Light all of a sudden, because I feel like he's gotten like bad bracket paths at like every time he's gone to lately.
Someone's got to rig a bracket for Light and let him win it. Be like the SmashCon fall champion. You know what I mean? I need him to win another one. All right, he won what, Cheyenne?
Yeah,
won.
he's even seeded to play base mage, and he's lost the base mage before too. Like it's a tough bracket for him.
That is crazy.
Base mage.
Dude, I low key kind of hope base mage top 8s. I like watching him play. I know a lot of people don't like Jigglypuff, but
Not gonna happen.
Also, I'll say this in terms of like a potential Light run. He's been pissed off as of, and I don't know if that's going to make him play worse.
Ooh.
Light.
I think Light is the kind of person that thrives off the frustration. So I
100%.
if anything, I think that he actually defies the odds here and beats either Akola or Varu, or if once he or
Light,
there are also 2 top Steves, so you get top 8, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and then you also have
my
Anen
favorite
at
is
the
that-
15 seed also.
Yeah.
when Light comes into a tournament, he wins if he knows that he's the best player in the venue. And I think at brackets like this, it's harder and harder for him to like look at himself and confidently be like, I shit on all of these guys. Where at both of the majors he won, I have no doubt went in thinking no one's even close to me, by far better than everyone here. Where at this tournament, it's just like at what point is that not an effective mentality to have? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I believe that believing is high-key like the best advice I've ever given anyone.
Yeah.
Like, just believe, bro. It's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna work. I sometimes run up nair towards people and I just say believe, and then they jump and I win, because that's how you win. You believe in yourself.
Right.
Everyone believes.
Yeah.
If not, if you don't believe, you don't deserve to win. You just need to believe more. I hate when someone tells me, bro, I thought I would have lost that, bro. You should have lost that because you didn't believe.
Wow.
If you don't believe it, if you thought you were gonna lose, you didn't deserve to win at the first place.
People who manage to win with like loser mentalities, like shock. You know what I mean? Like there are some really good players that and they'll be like, no, you don't win, Spectre. There will be really good players that I talk to, and they're like, I don't know, I feel like shit today, I'm not gonna play. And I'm not talking about like a top player at a low. I'm talking about like really good runs at big tournaments, or even in my case, some of my best wins have been right before saying, really bad day for me, it's not gonna happen. Just it's like, it's like fascinating to me how like the two types of big wins are the ones where there was no doubt in your mind that feel completely on accident. It's like there's no amount of intent in between ever works. It's either 100% certain or 0% confident.
You're right. Like, I totally agree with you. I believe confidence, like, gives you, like, a lot of edge against, like, a lot of players. Because, like, a lot of players, especially, like, non-PGR, they doubt a lot. They, like, second guess. And it is really important to, like, fuck them up when they second guess.
Yeah, and then inversely, when you have zero confidence, you have nothing to play with.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes that's the... You just do whatever your heart tells you.
You're right. Bro, I love cats.
Any other just like Battle BC 7 stuff? Are you guys excited to watch the event this weekend? I know we're all gonna be good cooks. We're gonna miss like a part of it, but we'll be able to watch the Sunday the Sunday top 24, whatever it is.
Yeah,
you're right. Another thing, I just wanted to ask y'all something before like going out. Would you rather have like $1 or like $2? fiNESS.
I'd rather have 0 until you up the ante.
Damn. Grinder mentality. $0 until you.
Oh yeah, $0 until you offer me 100. Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna give you more than like $1.
Dude, am I missing something?
About and $1 versus $2. It's time to end the stream.
Yeah, cut the stream.
It's super chunk.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Lylak. Go follow me on Twitter. Go follow Arkdee on Twitter. Go follow fiNESS, Spectre, Kjez on Twitter. Also, they're all going to be linked in the YouTube description. And then also follow my stream, which is also going to be linked in the YouTube description also. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode next week with hopefully all these guys. So, see ya.